Hello, coolers. Welcome to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest developing stories. We start with Bartomeu, the former Barca president, of course, who have recently denied allegations of paying off journalists. Of course, Bartomeu is still being investigated to this very day. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then secondly, talking about Marcus Rashford of Manchester United, as it has been revealed that Barcelona held talks with the Manchester United superstars camp over a possible transfer back in 2019. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, before we get right into it, please do ensure to subscribe. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. The Barcelona camp has been filled with mixed speculations recently, with fresh allegations being made towards former President Josep Maria Bartomeu by none other than Mossos, the Barcelona City Police. It has been claimed that Bartomeu had paid a few journalists to defend himself and attack Joan Laporta and Victor Fons. Such has been confirmed by the police, who claimed the funds were sanctioned for public opinion control. The journalists, of course, who were allegedly paid are Massa Lorente and Albert Lesson. The reports claim that they were paid through intermediary third-party companies, with Lorente being reportedly paid €320,000 in 6 years. The whole operation was done in order to improve Bartomeu's own image in the public space and to weaken the likes of Laporta and Fons. However, Bartomeu has denied these claims and has declared them as false. He claims that these assumptions were made without evidence and has publicly denied that Barcelona sanctioned any funds to control the media. He said, "Once again, I clarify the police statement that I paid the press to defend myself in front of the public," Bartomeu said in a statement. "This is incorrect and misinterpreted, and assumptions were made without evidence. I categorically deny that Barcelona paid the press to defend myself or the club's interests," he added. These fresh allegations, regardless of their veracity, paint yet another black spot on Bartomeu's tenure at Barcelona, which was chock full of controversy, mismanagement, and sporting underachievement. Much of it led to Barcelona's current economic crisis that has crippled the club's powers in the transfer market. Bartomeu still continued to be hunted down, investigated after everything that went through. Of course, he was forced to resign back in late 2020. Of course, after the pressure was on him to do so. Of course, Bartomeu, up to this very day, still continued to deny all those allegations made against him. He still remains a very unpopular figure for many Barca faithfuls. His time at Barca was really terrible. And if Laporta is struggling to see that this club financially stand back to go to be powerful again in the market, it's just because things were down, all because of Bartomeu. It's really terrible. The money that Barca had, we had a lot of money to do things. Barca had always stood out to be the richest club, if not the second richest. But things have gone sour for Barcelona. Laporta came in when the club was in total mess. And Laporta always says it in many press conferences that his regime took over a debt club financially. And you can understand how things were. Then the coronavirus still came and just made things worse. Other clubs were affected by the coronavirus, but Barca's own really exposed to the level that everything went down the drain. But bit by bit, Laporta always gives update and says things are getting back better. Now we are seeing the fact that we always suffer financial fair play issues and stuff like that. All this because the former regime or the last regime had a terrible president and embezzling money, using money anyhow because the money was too much, paying players for fun. Players had very heavy contracts. So it's really terrible. It's just really terrible how things have been. But luckily enough, we have a president, Laporta, who I think he likes this club with all his heart. And he's trying, you are seeing somebody who is trying to make sure that things go well for the club. Laporta, we all remember this is not his first time of being president of Barca. This is his second spell. And one of the things that he was voted into power for the second time is because he knows this club very well. And his first spell was really good. Barca tasted a lot of success under Laporta some years back. And definitely, I think it was a right decision for many voters to vote him, majority, because he knows these clubs in and out. And I think gradually, he's trying to balance things out. Then on to the next story of discussion. Barcelona will square off against Manchester United tomorrow in the first leg of the UEFA Europa League playoff tie at Camp Nou. Both teams are in good run of form, making up for an exciting match on Thursday night, creating a lot of anticipation among the fans. Why Barcelona have been extremely formidable this season, especially at home, they will need to be wary of Eric Ten Hag's Red Army, and in particular, a certain Marcus Rashford. The 25-year-old is enjoying his finest season so far, bagging 21 goals across all competitions. His form after the FIFA World Cup break has been nothing short of sensational, and he will pose a major threat to the solid Blaugrana defense. Ahead of the game, Mundo Deportivo is reporting that Barca could have signed Marcus Rashford from Manchester United a few years ago. According to the report, the Catalan heavyweight made attempts to try and lure him to Camp Nou when he was entering the final year of his contract with Manchester United in 2019. Barca were in the market for a new forward who could replace Luis Suarez in the long run and had just been snubbed by Antoine Griezmann. Pep Segura, who was the club's director of football, was reportedly made aware in late 2018 that Rashford was unsure of renewing his contract at United and quickly got into action, holding talks with the forward agent and brothers. The idea was to either sign him in 2019 when he would have just a year left on his contract, or in 2020 when he would become a free agent. Conversations were led by Segura himself, and the initial response from the players' camp were positive and generated excitement within the Blaugrana camp. It is claimed that there were 3 meetings held between the two parties at the beginning of 2019. At this time, Griezmann was said to be warming up to the idea of joining Barcelona, having turned them down in 2018. But the Rashford option was not taken off the table as he was seen as a great market opportunity for the present and also for the future. It has been reported that the strikers' brothers had made a commitment to Barcelona that they would not renew with Manchester United and force an exit if need be. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time. Bye bye.